let us know what's up, let us know who you want to see win, and all of that kind of awesome stuff, because, you know, we are interested. It's nice to know what you guys are thinking as well, as we get ready to go into this. Let's introduce our players then. In the upper right hand corner of the map, from start here, we have our green Terran player. It's aLive. And down in the bottom left hand side of the map, our red Zerg player from Axiom Esports. It's Impact. So Impact down here in the bottom side, as I just lost that last game, and again opening up with a pool first here, and again looking to do the same with a couple of Zerglings, but hasn't really ever been able to do too much with these at the start of a game. But it doesn't exactly put them that far behind or anything. It's a nice thing to do, and it gives you an opportunity to do something. I'm surprised I seem to do it every game, because I think at this point it's going to start getting to the point where it's a little bit predictable for aLive to kind of figure out, right, well, you know, you keep opening pool first or so, I'm just not going to move across the map with my first unit, because then you're going to try and cancel my command center. We do see a little bit of a dance going on here with this Overlord and the Marines. But on the high ground here, I don't think that Marine's going to... No, he's not going to be able to get that there. So a couple of links coming across, and we'll actually start chasing down one of these Marines here. And we'll be able to chase that quite nicely. Actually gets one kill, and does he pull back? Should have pulled back a little bit sooner, and he wouldn't have lost any Zerglings. But he just pulled back there just in time in the end. So... how's everyone doing in the chat? We've got some Teja claps coming in from Leave, LBW, Go aLive from Slitwarmer as well, Go aLive from Foster, Spritz Boytel cheering for aLive as well. Crota a little bit sad because, you know, Impact's losing him, and Crota a big Axiom fan. Shout out to a few guys hitting that follow button as well. There's not too much happening right now in the game. Direct49, Light VIP, MINH, Minch, 19913. Thank you guys for hitting the follow button on Twitch. If you missed any of the earlier series, they're all going to be up on YouTube a little bit later today, or by tomorrow. And you can check that at youtube.com/SC2Improve. Be able to find all of the matches on there, and in a playlist and stuff like that. So, guys, how is everyone doing? Hope you're ready to go into this third game here, because it's been a bit of a slow opening. Just a couple of Marines, a couple of Lings having a little bit of a fight. aLive started up a third command center already, and he's straight into a second barracks and a factory. So back to what he was doing in game number 1 here. As Impact is doing what he's done every single game. So Impact is going into this fast lair, but he's got a Roach-Ron on the way down this time, which makes it a little bit different. So this is kind of cute. Doing the same, but not the same. So another fast lair build, and I mean, imagine this is just going to be to start Roach speed kind of quickly, but or Nidus network or something perhaps, but he doesn't really have an Overlord in position to Nidus. There's +1 missiles actually, so he does have an Evo Chamber finished. I didn't actually see the Evo Chamber coming up in production, so he does have an Evolution Chamber finished, and he will be able to start +1, and with lair finishing he can start his Roach speed. So going to go for a Roach build here. Is Impact going to be able to make this work? Is aLive going to be able to spot it coming? Because that's going to be... it's going to be the first time in the series where aLive... well... you know, I mean, he hasn't really kind of spotted 2-base Mulus before. He's kind of... I can't actually remember what happened in game 1. Deadwing. I mean, it was 2-base Mulus on both games. But, on Deadwing, you know, both times aLive's been pretty well prepared for this. This is his first time having to scout something different, I guess I should say. Finally getting around, getting to the point I want to make. So... Overseer is moving forwards, and we'll actually just be able to escape this main base right now. Overseer, of course, tells aLive that the lair is up, so that's something he should be picking up on here. And thinking, well, lair at 8 minutes, well, that's something. And may very well think it's fast Mutalisks again. 1-1 starting for him, as he adds on another... he's actually added on a siege tank, wow. Really? This is kind of impressive, right? Because, you know, it's the first time in this game, in this series, where she's made a siege tank. He hasn't really seen anything, and the time he makes a siege tank is actually going to be a Roach build, so kind of cool. He's actually going to, you know, this is going to benefit him greatly. I mean, the tank in this sort of position, he's actually going to pull it down to low ground. Some bunkers on the way up, and the tank's going to be able to buy him a lot of time. However, that being said, if it doesn't siege on the high ground, it does siege on the high ground. I think this is better because, well, in a way, it's kind of weird because these depots are now going to get picked off, and also the bunkers are open to attack, and this tank going to have to reposition. Of course, if it comes down here, though, these bunkers, these depots are going to be able to be picked off. So immediately here, Impact coming in with this wave of roaches, +1 finishes now. He has to be careful because that tank is going to siege, and he's going to start firing on this. Impact will just move away, and I think Impact realizing here, you know, there's more things he can get without having to fight in range of the tank. The depots, or you know, the immediately obvious thing, and he's going to get 4 depots here in total, and maybe only 3 then if he's the tank on the high ground as well. And moving forward a little bit there, gets that last depot and will now just move out. So some good damage done by Impact. He killed a fair few workers, about 10 or so, and you know, he dodged a lot of the tank shots. He could kill off a few depots, and aLive is gonna have to remake some of those now. aLive does have 1-1 finish, and Impact gonna transition into a Zergling Baneling game, and with Mutalisks as well. So Ling Bane Muta on the way up, 1-1 melee upgrades on the way, Zergling speed on the way as well. So initial bit of aggression into just a standard macro game here from Impact. And we'll see how this turns out for him. Did he do enough with that? Is one of the main questions. Well, I think, honestly, yeah. I think he did do enough with that. So, you know, I think, you know, he didn't do loads. He didn't end the game. He didn't do nothing and end up, you know, in a position where, you know, aLive's literally A-moving him to win the game now. But he did enough. And we just reposition in this third base. As aLive about to come in for the drop as well. Zergling's already starting to get into position to deal with these. And, well, we'll see how this continues on as some Marines begin to stim here. And doing a little bit of damage. Some drones already been picked off. 3 drones in total, and these Zerglings, without upgrades just yet, will not trade too efficiently against Marines with a medevac healing them in the sky. So, so yeah, they're finally going to get cleaned up now, though. Dropping back to the low ground, but getting cleaned up. The medevac going to fall as well here. Yep, to the spore crawler. Just about to drop up to the third base as well, though. And looking to continue doing damage over in this position. So continuing to do a bunch of stuff here, a bunch of damage. And again, just keep his opponent busy. The drops did so much for aLive in game number 2. Great to see him keep on working with them here, but he's not going to have a boost in time. He does lose that full medevac of units, though. But a few workers gone down then. 6 workers killed. And worker count's looking fairly even on both sides here. Impact was even on upgrades then, as you know, aLive starts as 2-2, but that's not going to be finished for another couple minutes. But it's going to be even for any kind of engagement which comes as a result of you know, aLive moving across the map right now. Some Zerglings find some Marines to pick off, which is a nice little pick off there, and they find a couple of tanks as well, but Marines are too close. And maybe if he'd gone for that tank, he would have been able to get that there. Impact again a little bit struggling for gas here, and the lack of gas is kind of hurting him as some Zerglings get cleaned up on the third. The lack of gas kind of hurts because without the gas, he's not going to be able to start his 2-2 for a while, so he falls a little bit further behind in upgrades again here. And a lot of Zerglings on the way out right now. Bane the speed not just finished, so if he could buy some time with a counterattack, that would be ideal. Or even just cut off reinforcements. Either or would work out nicely, as aLive's going to come in the bottom side of this natural. He's going to try and siege this up here, see what he can do with this, as these Mutas on pretty high numbers. They're going to be able to overrun this third base out too much of an issue. There's nothing over here to put in the bunker apart from a couple of Marauders, and they don't shoot up, boys. And well, some more Marines getting stimmed forward here, and here come the rest of them. Now these Mutas will head in towards the main base. There's a drop starting to come down on the high ground. These tanks on the low ground are going to help out a bunch. But as these Marauders go down, the high ground vision is gone. aLive not able to do too much else, as Mutas are running a mockery in the main right now. A couple of medevacs going to go down. Just grabs one of them. But all the production being camped here, Marines and Marauders, countless of them being taken down, is coming back over here, and whoa, flies into a few too many Marines there. Another drop to the high ground on the natural here. aLive continue to try and do some damage, and finally Impact going to turn around and say, right, let's come over here and let's sort this out. I'm sick of you kind of, you know, doing all this nonsense at my natural. I want my natural back. So, Impact getting ready to come in forwards here, and he moves in right now, and again, because aLive hasn't been able to reinforce this for quite some time, it's all going to go down without too much of an issue. The medevac picked up, so he can't retreat with anything. Now aLive gets cleaned up down to this bottom side, begin to push across the map again with a few more units. And, well, a couple of Banelings are starting to run in here, looking for the mineral line. There's some Marauders in place, though, and these Banelings aren't going to be able to achieve too much here. The concussive shells helping out. They do hit a few units there, but again, nothing too substantial, as Mutas still flying around looking to see what they can maybe do. A couple more Banelings get picked off before they get anything really done there. And again, Mutas flying back I'm just retreating, going to fall back to the main Zergling and Baneling force. There's, aLive has to be a little bit careful. The creep spread looking really great this game from Impact. A lot better than it has done in previous games, and you can already, you know, it's given them a lot more mobility on the map. It's really stopping aLive from, you know, being able to push across so easily without, you know, Impact being aware of where his army is. And if Impact knows where his opponent's army is, he can counter-attack with Mutalisks, he can go where the army isn't, he can get some damage done here. Now Impact did fly into a lot of Marines there, a lot of Marines left back at home for aLive, as this army looking to try and come in here, drop loaded up. The rest of these Marines are just going to be forfeit. aLive going to step back as best he can, as Marines are getting, SCVs are being killed off in the main, at the natural as well. A drop from aLive too. Action all over the map right now is at the 4th base. More drones starting to go down. 10 workers on each side have been killed off in the last few moments, and the Mutas are going to just about escape here with the rest of their lives. And Impact going to not really be able to fight this. I thought aLive might just stay there and fight, although the medevac out of energy, not able to heal up. As back over here we have Marauders coming in, and well, more drones going to get picked off, and the aggression continues from aLive and coming forward here. Baneling's going to come in and crack these Marauders. That's not an efficient trade at all, so aLive really making a good trade out of this. Still no 2-2 from Impact. The lack of upgrades here, again, going to be a big part of this game. No free started from aLive. As I say that, maybe you heard me. There's that free starting up here as more Marines heading across the map. Zerglings, Banelings thinking about where they want to go, what they want to do. And coming over here right now, we'll see what happens. A Mutalisk is starting to chase down that medevac as more units coming through the middle. Getting set, getting ready to do this as we see more creep tumors going to be able to keep pushing forwards. So, guys, how is this going to end up? As aLive pushes down the right side of the map now, pushes through the center, I guess, but comes along to what is essentially the right-hand side of the creep. And, well, he's in a pretty good concave here, but a lot of his units are kind of all over the place, and this kind of allows Impact to kind of fight half the army at a time. So, a great fight there from Impact is coming in towards the natural expansion. Another drop, and Impact is going to have to keep on dealing with these. aLive not giving this up so easily just yet. This drop doing a fair amount of damage. A few workers going down, a couple of Mutas going down, 2 Mutas going down, 3 Mutas going down, 4 Mutas going down. How many can he get? 5? 5 Mutalisks killed off there as a counter-attack of Zerglings is going to be dealt with medevacs dropping off the units to defend. Impact still with kind of, you know, a bunch of, he's got a couple of changes in the middle of the map, and aLive with a bunch of units kind of all over the place. Mines all over the place in the middle, and they'll be picking off some units here, there, and everywhere. 7 kills, no kills, no kills. Okay, so still keep an eye on them, because I think, you know, they're common attack paths, you know, around here, and they could definitely pick off a little bit more. Not sure what that was over here, maybe another mine. There's Impact coming across now, coming up to this upper left, and well, a bunch more Mutas just thinking about what they maybe want to do. Marines, Mines continue to move forward. A couple of Marauders coming in as well. Currently we're looking at 2-2 against 1-1 +2 melees, finishing up shortly for Impact, but no sign of +2 Carapace. As, again, upgrades seem to be a big issue for him. Of course, very soon we're going to see 3-3 finishing for aLive. Currently 170 army supply for our Terran player against the 77 of the Zerg. But Impact's been known this series for just taking great engagements. Are we going to see more of that here? As pushing forwards, these creep tumors are going to start going down. And these rocks as well, maybe going to kill them off to get access to this 4th base. The mine hit goes off here. These Banelings getting cleaned out, not really achieving much at all. And the Zerglings coming in a little bit too late now, although they fight against the Marauders in the mine here initially. And they're going to be able to do enough. Another couple of mines not actually going off just yet, starting to drop down to the low ground. More workers being killed off here. Still only 3 bases though for aLive, so given time, if Impact can just hold on these 4 bases, that's going to be another big positive for him. He's going to fight here with everything. Is there enough Marines? Because again, there's a lot of Mutas. Here come the Zerglings from behind as well, and the Mutas are just, and the medevac's just going to boost out of there. Mutas can't really give chase because they're busy cleaning up Marines. 9 workers killed in total. Impact 1-10 just about takes the supply lead, but now talking about 3-3 against 2-1. +2 Carapace does start for Impact, so he is going to get that 2-2 eventually here once again. As aLive is actually long distance mining right now, starting to fly his 4th command center over, mined out in the main, getting there in the natural, so I mean he is struggling for money at this point in time. Mutas picking off a Marauder or 2. And a bunch more Banelings getting morphed in. As aLive morphs in the planetary fortress, accidentally loading up some SCVs. So I'm accidentally loading up a few SCVs there and having to unload them very quickly. But his economy is going to be really great now that he's got a 4th base, and this becomes a very different game to what it was a few moments ago. Impact going to have to really take some great fights now if he wants to make this happen. And aLive still just moving around the middle of the map. A couple of Banelin mines set up again. We've seen a lot of opportunities for these to do damage, but we've not seen them actually kind of do anything just yet in previous maps. So maybe this map will be the time. There's still a couple over to this right side. And for now, aLive just holding this high ground. Still some good creep spread from Impact, who's setting up a 5th base for himself as well. A few Banelins running into this army and counterattack of... Oh no! Where's the anti-air? A couple of mines should go down straight away. There's a few Marines here. Enough? Oh, okay, 7 Marines in a turret, I guess. Fair enough. It's just about it. All you need is Overseer going to get picked off. And whoa, Impact not paying attention to those Mulisks for a moment and getting chased away. And some more units still just being rallied to the middle of the map here. Drop to the top side. Again, going to get cleaned up without too much of an issue. Impact has been fairly good at cleaning up these drops, just as aLive has been fairly good at keeping them active and keeping, continuing to drop throughout the game. Some highly intensive multitasking coming on here from both players on Foxtrot Labs. Scan coming down, going to be able to clean out a little bit of this creep spread, and every active creep teammate he kills off is a victory here, because the more he can keep this creep spread pushed back, the more mobility he gains for himself, the less control of the map the Zerg player has. And stimming forward again here, we're going to see some good Banelin connections. Actually, the Marines actually load up into a medevac, realizing they're in trouble. Marauders being left to soak the rest of them Banelins there. Some Zerglings now going to clean up the rest of these Marauders in the forward position, as Mutas are into the natural once again, doing that damage. And these Mutas have been such an influential part of all of these games so far. Always on the counter-attack. Impact has been doing such a great job with these. Now, as a scan comes down here, and Marauders are going to get surrounded. Banelins are going to chase down these Marines. And these Marines getting blown up there. So some good Banelin kits, but it's aLive. He comes out of this with a supply advantage. He's currently down 20 workers, but ahead by about 40 army supply. Of course, 3-3 against 2-2 as well. But he doesn't have all of his reinforcements with this army right now, and Mutas are going to start coming in. The medevacs need to be careful. 4 goes down, and these medevacs need to keep getting out of there. I think the medevacs might get caught, and that'd be a huge pick-off from Impact, even if he just picks off a couple of these. And here we go, going to keep pushing forwards with the Zerglings, with the Banelins, and he's going to take down every single medevac here. 3 remain, boosts available, but Impact takes down every last one before aLive can use it. And now more Marines are going to be able to keep pushing forward here, but Impact, he's just going to say, I think I've got enough. Zerglings to tank, Mutas to do the real damage, I think. As he's just going to take down all of these Marines. There's a few mines left over. They get some good shots, but I think Impact's done it. He's got enough momentum now to just keep pushing forwards. aLive definitely had his chances in this game. But again, it just comes down to one engagement. Impact wins a little bit more easily than the others. And boom, he just keeps moving on forwards. No messing around with it. And Impact in a great position now as we've got a bunch of mines over here from aLive. All burrowed, and some Zerglings actually getting picked off. A bunch of Zerglings get picked off by them mines. Needs an overseer here. Impact gonna have to deal with this army of units moving forwards right now from aLive as well. A couple of overseers getting picked off as they lead the charge. A couple of mines do get the burrow here. Some big mine shots gonna go off and clean up a bunch of these Zerglings. That mine apparently, yeah, he's slacking on the job. Now he's gonna get baited into another mine here. And the mine, what will it go on? Nothing at all again. As finally goes off on something, but I don't think there's anything too significant. Mutas are going to come in, clean that up, as Marines are kind of scrambled together to keep defending. A couple of Banelins burrowed again, looking to set up that Banelin trap. Again, be interesting to see if any of these actually ever go off in this series. So, units moving to the left side, and aLive actually going to move away from this direction. Mutas are once again going to come up this side and head towards this newly established base actually from aLive, which was originally his main base. Marines already stimming into position here, realizing he needs to keep this alive. He needs to keep mining. A big counterattack over towards the third base now, which is mined out more or less. So a few more SCVs going to fall over there. And despite the supply deficit, you've got to remember here, guys, it's 107 army supply for Zerg against 93 of Terran with an upgraded advantage for Terran. So, there's still hope here for aLive, who is definitely struggling. He's not in the best of positions, but I'd say it's still not over just yet, although he's starting to get picked apart. He cleans up this run by finally. Still mining over here. The problem is he's got to focus on 2 mining bases to hold that fort, because here we go, Impact charging into these Marines. All the Banelin's gone, he has to move away. And, Impact just going to escape with these Mutas then. The problem for aLive is he's got to defend right to the top side of the map and right to the bottom side, or right to the other side of the map basically, because of where his 2 bases are positioned. Nice trade here though, taking down a few Mutas with these 3 Marines, but I don't think it's going to be enough, and now medevacs are going down once again. Mines burrow. Some good mine shots perhaps on the Mutalisks. Boom! And a lot of them mutas going down. But a few of them surviving on just the tiniest amount of hit points. And aLive looks as though he's going to lose this base. And losing this base, he loses his economy. Only one base left mining for him now. And that's not a good sign, as that base is not going to have too much more life left in it. A couple of mine shots may be very good here. Once again, these mutas are going to keep fighting. They're very low on hit points. It looks as though they can just about make this happen. And they're going to keep on fighting here. Another 4 taken down in a medevac. And it looks as though finally Impact is going to be able to keep moving forward to clean out this game. This orbital is going to go down. Marines stim forward, and well, Impact's going to fall back because, hey, you may as well just, get the rest of his units before going forwards again. Maybe make some more Bane lanes. But he's pretty much done it at this point. There's not really anything aLive can do anymore. He's got this one base mined to this side. I guess he kept this base alive so he can drop the mules over here. So he's got a little bit mined still, but he's 60 supply down. So aLive is moving around here. A few Marines still. Some Marines dropping off in this upper left base. Actually, I'm going to have to send all the mules there to deal with that, as it's quite far away. Medevac going to go down here straight away, though, and the Marines very soon to follow. And that's dealt with quite easily here, as Impact still looking in a great position here on Foxtrot Labs. Game number 3 of this best of 5. Some mines burrowing, but they get killed off before they can blow up, and now the Marines on the high ground, and the mutas are away from there. And they're seeing a forced, the mules forced to evacuate. They're going to have to come forward. You have to repair this orbital command, and mutas are not going to quite be able to grab that, but he's already wasting mine time. This orbital command's about to go down now, and that's another mule he's not going to have. In fact, I think he's only got 1 orbital left, as aLive is trying to hang on, but it's not quite going to be enough, I don't think, as Impact taking a little bit more damage, on the mutas, but we'll just keep flying around. He'll escape. He doesn't really mind anymore, I don't think. The whole left side of the map is his, and he knows it. As I'm surprised he doesn't actually come back over towards this base over here, and he just sent an overseer over there to see what's up. He sees that turret, and we'll fly away here once again. aLive just moving around with the last of his army. He's still got 80 army supply. The problem is by the time he takes a fight, Impact's going to have a bank to just remax, and, well, yeah. So aLive dropping off some more Marines here. Some more Lings and Banelings coming forwards. And these Zerglings and Banelings coming forwards here as well to try and clean this up. And this might be the end of aLive because he's half the supply of his opponent. And Impact's just going to keep streaming in. He's going to try, aLive is going to try and drop a couple more bases as he probably loses the majority of the remaining economy. And, well, Impact just says, you know what, let's just go kill your build and so you stop making units so you can get out of this game a little faster. He's going to come in here. I mean, everything's going to go down. The mines managed to burrow, and they will go off here. And they do actually connect with the Mutalisks, and these drops are doing a fair amount of damage. They actually are cleaning up bases. But, I mean, you can clean up bases all you like. At this point in the game, you're just never going to be able to actually clean up your opponent's army, and the base trade is definitely going to be won by Impact here if it really does come to this. A few Zerglings going to stream in towards this last mining base of aLive, but not that it matters. All of his production's camped apart from maybe this one factory. And the Zergling's going to be able to have clean out absolutely everything here for game number 3 of this best of 5. And, well, this is it. Buildings lift. Orbital lifts. aLive still maybe thinks he can do this. More mutas, more Lings being made. I mean, slowly but surely the mutas are just going to chase down every single building. And aLive really is just hanging into this for as long as he can. Moving forward here with these Zerglings looking to get us around, wrap around on this factory, the tech lab. And these barracks going to get targeted down as well. Muta's actually going to start going down here, and I mean, little things like this is kind of what happens if you want to suddenly see somehow some crazy comeback from aLive. He's got some SCVs, but I don't think he can do anything with those at this point. And I mean, he's out of minerals to mine with, and he's just going to pull everything. There's some big mine hits. Actually picking off a lot of Zerglings, a lot of mutas. Impact's not really mining anymore either. I mean, I'm trying to make this exciting, but I think we all know it's more or less over. aLive is just going to keep trying. He's still kind of land a base over here. He still thinks he can maybe do this with his army. A couple of dropships going to come up to this top side, but now they're going to get chased down by the entire of the army and the mutalisks as well. How many mutals are left? Only 4 actually, so it's actually kind of hard for him to deal with these medevacs. And, well, can't land over here because there's an SC, because there's a Zergling burrowed blocking it, and I mean, we're just kind of waiting for the GG now. I mean, aLive is trying valiantly to hold on, but he's going to lose all the last few SCVs. Marines and Marauder going to get chased down here as well. And what a game number 3 between these two players. Impact will come out victorious in the longer game this time around, and he's going to go on to match point here in this first week of the SC2 Improved Winter Series. aLive, what do you have left? A planetary fortress? GG. Impact